Cliff Richard lifestyle and net worth. Sir Cliff Richard OBE born Harry Roger Webb, October 14, 1940 is a British singer and actor. He has total sales of over 21.5 million singles in the United Kingdom and, as of 2012, was the third top-selling artist in UK singles chart history. Behind the Beatles and Elvis Presley, Richard was originally marketed as a rebellious rock and roll singer in the style of Presley and Little Richard. With his backing group, The Shadows, he dominated the British popular music scene in the pre-Beatles period of the late 1950 to early 1960. His 1958 hit single Move It is often described as Britain's first authentic rock and roll song. In the early 1960s, he had a successful screen career with films including The Young Ones, Summer Holiday and Wonderful Life, and his own television show at the BBC. Increased focus on his Christian faith and subsequent softening of his music led to a more middle-of-the-road image, and he sometimes ventured into contemporary Christian music. In a career spanning over 60 years, Richard has amassed several gold and platinum discs and awards, including 2 Ivor Novello Awards and 3 Brit Awards. More than 130 of his singles, albums, and EPs have reached the UK Top 20, more than any other artist. Richard has had 67 UK Top 10 singles, the second highest total for an artist, behind Presley. He holds the record, with Presley, as the only act to make the UK singles charts in all of its first 6 decades, 1950 to 2000. He has achieved 14 UK number 1 singles, and is the only singer to have had a number 1 single in the UK in each of 5 consecutive decades. He also had 4 UK Christmas number 1 singles, 2 of which were as a solo artist, Mistletoe and Wine and Saviour's Day. British singer and actor, Cliff Richard's net worth is estimated to be $120 million. He has been at the top of the music world for over 60 years. Having said that, let's dive. Early life. As stated earlier, he was born Harry Roger Webb on October 14, 1940, in Lucknow, India. Cliff's early years were shaped by the backdrop of a world in flux. With the onset of India's independence in 1947, the Webb family relocated to England. Growing up in Carshalton, Surrey, the young Harry was deeply influenced by music, developing a passion that would set the stage for his future career. Personal life and real estate. Away from the limelight, Richard's life has been one of deep faith and philanthropy. A committed Christian since the 1960s, his spirituality has played a significant role in shaping his life and career choices. He has been involved in numerous charitable initiatives, particularly those focused on children and the underprivileged. While Richard never married, his personal relationships and friendships, notably with tennis player Sue Barker and former priest John McEllen, have often been a subject of media interest. Despite facing various challenges, including unfounded allegations and legal battles in the 2010, Richard's resilience and commitment to his beliefs have seen him emerge with his reputation intact and his legacy secure. Real estate. Portugal estate. Since the 1960s, Cliff Richard has owned property in Portugal. In the 1960s, he acquired a 30-acre farmhouse in the town of Guia. In the 1990s, he performed a major renovation, which included adding a vineyard. The estate is called Quinta do Moinho, which means windmill farm, because the property features a working windmill. In 2017, Cliff listed the estate for $7 million. In mid-2022, he lowered the price to $5 million. Barbados estate. Also for decades, Cliff has owned a sprawling 2.6-acre estate in Barbados which he named Coral Sundown. In March 2022, he listed the estate for sale for $8.5 million. He also has listed it for rent at various times over the years. The estate is located in a gated club called Sugar Hill Estate. Residents get access to the clubhouse, restaurants, pool, gym, 24-hour security, tennis courts, and more. Professional career. In the late 1950s, inspired by the emerging rock and roll sounds from across the Atlantic, Richard formed a band named The Drifters, which would later become The Shadows. Adopting the stage name Cliff Richard, he secured a record deal and released his debut single, Move It, in 1958. The track became an instant success, cementing Richard's status as the UK's answer to Elvis Presley. The late 1950s and 1960s saw Richard dominate the British music charts. His collaborations with the Shadows yielded numerous hits, including Living Doll, Summer Holiday, and The Young Ones. These songs not only established him as a leading figure in the pop and rock scene but also paved the way for his foray into films. During this era, Richard featured in several musical movies that revolved around his chart-topping songs. His youthful charisma, combined with a knack for producing catchy tunes, made him a household name throughout the UK and beyond. Career resurgence. While many rock and roll artists of the 1950 and 1960 faded with the changing musical landscape, Richard managed to adapt and reinvent himself continually. In the 1970 and 1980, he embraced a more contemporary sound, producing hits like Devil Woman and We Don't Talk Anymore. His ability to change with the times was evident when he secured his position in the charts yet again in the 1990 with Savior's Day and the Wimbledon-themed The Millennium Prayer. Throughout the subsequent decades, Richard continued to tour, release albums, and maintain a dedicated fan base. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Bless up.